Mahid from England. What do you think of Seth Rollins being the one to eventually defeat Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship? I understand Braun is the most over guy on the roster right now and probably the most believable, along with Bobby Lashley, to beat Brock. But I think Rollins is really starting to find some, or that same momentum that he had before his injury, with the crowd going crazy for him every single week. I think from storyline perspective, it would make sense as well, as Brock has beaten everyone, including Strowman, but Lesnar and Rollins still have unfinished business from 2015 because of their match being interrupted by The Undertaker, kind of like Lesnar Reigns from WrestleMania 31. That's a great point. Lesnar has never beaten Seth Rollins one-on-one. He pinned him in that three-way at the Royal Rumble a few years ago, the match with Cena. What a freaking fantastic match that was. But never one-on-one. Undertaker interfered in their one-on-one match. I think it was in July of 2015. Kicked him in the dick. I think Undertaker may have just met his match for WrestleMania next year in Nakamura. First ever field goal match. You said Strowman is the most over guy on the roster right now, but I honestly think it's neck and neck with him and Seth Rollins. And we're talking Raw here. I mean, you could throw AJ into the equation and maybe even Bryan if you incorporate SmackDown, but we'll talk Monday Night Raw right now. I think Rollins is right there with Strowman. Either one of those guys would be a good choice, I think, to take the title off Brock Lesnar. The difference is that Lesnar has beaten Strowman one-on-one. Rollins has not, and so that's an interesting little dynamic there that they could play off of. And the story they can tell with Rollins, besides, hey, Brock, you've never beaten me, is having him hold on to that Intercontinental title for a few more months, continue to have these great matches on TV, show that he's earning his way back up the ladder, so that when the time is right, the people will be clamoring for him to go after that Universal Championship. And there's this sort of organic story of redemption. I mean, he's been back a couple of years now from the injury, but still, I mean, that was a serious injury, and it really did stall his momentum for a very long time. So I do think there is this, like I said, this sort of organic redemption story with Rollins that I think the fans would be more than willing to buy into because they actually like the guy. Rollins, he's recaptured a lot of the magic that was lost. Whether it was the knee injury, whether it was just bad booking, whatever it was, the program with Jason Jordan, which I was actually starting to enjoy, but that wasn't like a main event program. He was just sort of stagnating there for a while. And then came that gauntlet match on Raw a while back. And I really feel like ever since his performance in that gauntlet match, he's turned a corner. And it would not be hard at all for the fans to buy into him as somebody who could beat Brock Lesnar. He is the lone Shield member. He is the lone Shield member left that Brock Lesnar has yet to beat one-on-one. And unlike his buddy over there, the big dog, people actually like the guy. So Strowman is a good choice. Rollins would also be a good choice. Both are much better options right now than Roman Reigns. Roman is just damaged goods at this point. As far as being the next guy to take the championship from Brock, they had their chance. Vince didn't take it. And so, now I think it's just time to move on to the next person here. As the babyface to dethrone Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns is damaged goods. He can be the guy who beats Strowman or beats Rollins after they win the championship. He can be that person as a heel. And you go from there. You're just reversing the roles. That's all. Right? Before it was Strowman, booked as the heel against Roman. It was Rollins as the heel who turned on the Shield against Roman. Roman as the heel champion, being chased by those guys, I think would be a lot better than forcing this idea down people's throats at this point, which is just never going to work, that he is somehow the underdog who keeps getting screwed over. And hey, let's have Brock Lesnar bust him open at WrestleMania to get sympathy for him. Let's screw him in the cage match finish, right? Get sympathy for him that way as well. Him going around claiming to be the uncrowned Universal Champion is not going to get him sympathy. It's going to make him look like a crybaby. And I can only hope that that's the point of all of this. And that they are finally going to turn this guy and give him the chance to run as a heel.